Vogler. Yeah, I just first want to say that we're not voting on it tonight, so I actually hadn't prepared to say anything about it tonight, but since we're all discussing, I guess I'll just go ahead and give my thoughts. And Councilman Vogler, we don't always see eye to eye on everything, but he made some very compelling points tonight, and some very important points. First of all, I want to point out, and I think it's been stated, none of us, regardless of how the vote ends up going, not a single one of us up here wants to see utilities increase 1 penny on anybody. And for a lot of the reasons I already mentioned earlier when we were talking about retirees on fixed incomes, any kind of person on fixed income. We all understand that every penny, every dollar, every little bit of money that people have is important. And, we can say, well, it's a small increase here, but it's still, it impacts them. And I understand that completely. But I mentioned what I'm about to say in the work session the last time we had a meeting, but I want to say it while we're out here for everyone to hear. When the school system had some drastic changes a couple years ago that I think we're all aware of. What 3-4 schools had to close over a 16-month period, or roughly a year to 2 years. And people, some of which are in this room tonight, said, gosh, for years you could see the school system declining, the number of students. Why weren't small changes made over a period of time when you could see what was coming, when you could see what was going to happen? But the small changes didn't come until the bottom fell out. And then the big changes had to happen. And that hurt people even worse. And so to me, we're looking at now on council, we're in the position of having to look at the big picture and having to understand what has been unequivocally told to us. If you don't start making changes, the bottom is going to fall out. And if we think the increases we're talking about now are going to be hard on people, and I admit they're going to be hard. What we could possibly be faced with, or what we will be faced with if we do nothing, and we just kick the can down the road again, the consequences are going to be severely worse for everybody. The increases that we're talking about, we are either going to have a utility company that ceases to exist because it'll go completely bankrupt, or we're going to have to raise rates so astronomically high, or as Councilman Vogler pointed out, if we get out of the utility business, then everybody's property rates are going to have to come. The money has to come from somewhere. And yes, I wholeheartedly agree. We need to continue to look at ways we can cut back on spending, on ways we can be more efficient, ways we can make the program work better, make the company work better. I totally agree with that, and I hope that we will do that. I hope that this is a lesson for us, that we need to go back and examine everything. But the amount of money that we're talking about, with $9 million in the hole right now, could get to $15 million in the hole before we even start to turn it around. With these, even if this happens, we're going to get to $15 million in the hole. And again, as it's been pointed out by other people, if there is an alternative that is viable, please show it to me. I will vote for it in a heartbeat. I don't want to support this. It really, honestly, sickens me we're even having to talk about it, because I know the struggle that so many people are going through. But right now, the alternative that we have is this. It's a blank piece of paper. There is no alternative right now. I presented some. Councilman Miller, who's not here tonight, he presented some, none of which were viable. They weren't viable. If there is a viable alternative, please show it to me. I will support it. Between now and 2 weeks from now, when we have to take this vote, because, again, I understand what people are going through. I hear it. We all hear it. We don't want to do this, but at the end of the day, if we kick the can down the road, if we just say no, but without any kind of alternative, people are going to end up hurting worse than what we're talking about now. And I can't, in good conscience, just vote no on something without offering an alternative. To me, that's irresponsible, and I personally can't do that. So, again, I'm waiting for the alternative, and I hope that it comes. I hope and pray that it does. Thank you.